muffled voices. Not distant, but drowned by the shrill ringing in your ears. Watch out! Move! Move! Brace for incoming! You struggle to your feet, the floor rocking more than usual. A bout of dizziness takes you. The sound of distant thunder takes a roar of cannons barely audible just beyond your awareness. A flash of light. Pressure against your chest. Heat. The sensation of weightlessness. And then the impact of the surface of the sea pushing the air from your lungs. The cold envelopment of the ethers slipping around you. The pressure enveloping you. The cold slipping through your mouth, down your throat, into your lungs. The brightness of the liquid starlight deep below, slowly turning to dark. Welcome, friends, to the Aetherial Expanse.
Well, we're dead, guys.
Fun.
Thank you.
Are we welcome, though? Because
Yes. Welcome, friends, foes, and those undeclared to this new little campaign with some old friends, some new, some recent, and some old. We are going to be telling you a tale of pirates upon a starlight sea, place of mystery, of arcane shenanigans, and pirates. Who doesn't enjoy that? But before we get to the story, let's meet the actors of our little epic tale here. So, starting in the order that I can see, let's start airward. Astrea, would you please introduce who you are, how you are a regular on this channel, and who are you going to be playing?
Hi. I apologize if you're sick and tired of seeing my face over here. But as I am privileged to be the wife of your dear GM, I'll be there as often as I can.
Okay.
And tonight I'll be playing Astrea, Astral Elf, Cleric. Yes, again. I don't apologize.
We respect that.
Okay. Going backwards in time to the most recent, Farron, would you please introduce yourself?
Gladly. Hi, I'm Andreas, and I'm a new arrival on this channel. I've did one smaller campaign before with our dear DM, but this is the first time joining for a long-form campaign, which I'm very much looking forward to. And I will be playing Farron, a humble human warlock with a few tricks up his sleeve, hopefully. Very glad to join you all.
Hopefully, yeah. Going a bit more back in time, you would have heard his voice, but you would never actually seen his face. Pax, would you please introduce yourself and your character?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeremy. Friends call me Panda. I'm going to be playing Paxaloxo, a lizardman fighter. Pax for friends, by the way.
And R for his enemies.
Or victims.
There we go. And lastly, completely new to the channel, I have never played with this person, but I have worked with him, or we're planning to work with together anyways at some point. Gizmo, could you please introduce yourself and talk about your character?
Yeah, hi, I'm Nader. I'll be playing Gizmo, a very small, blue, greedy artificer kobold. that really likes shinies is very good in recognizing the value of something to sell or buy, but it's not very wise in knowing when to let go of something shiny.
Okay. So, to give a little bit, now that we have a better understanding of the actors, we will be playing the Fables from the Aetherial Expanse by Ghostfire Gaming. This is an adventure that basically comes up in 6 different chapters from level 1 to level 13. We'll see how far we get, hopefully towards the end. Right. And on that note, of course, now and always, I will be your generic GM for this adventure. So, let's get this started, shall we? Right. Where to begin? I think our adventure begins where every good pirate's story begins. On the shores of black and red sand, shining, glimmering almost as beads of glass, we see lapping at the sand waves of translucent greens and blues, of almost translucent water, if we can call it that. It seems lighter than what we would know as waves lapping up on the shore. The sound of it almost just a murmur rather than the crashing that is usually the case. Upon it, we see a small creature moving about, and we follow it for a while. We, looking at its shape, this sort of round plate-like body, armored. Oops. Sorry about that. Right. That's going to get annoying. This plate-like creature with 2 large disproportional legs and appendages. We would identify this as a crab because we have no other way of describing it. But its shell has sort of shifted to indeed have that oil slick quality about it, just crystallized in the sort of translucent like silicone or gel. As we walk it about, we see it reach a piece of wood, not driftwood. This is not something that has been polished by sand or by water. No, this is something recent. A piece of wood in which there is a recent break. And a scaly hand next to it lies there, half covered in sand. And just as the crab sort of goes to sort of poke it, we see another scaly hand, smaller than the previous one, reach down, pick it up. And we find, camera following the poor creature, the muzzle of a blue and yellow kobold. Gizmo, could you please describe your character for us?
I pick up this kind of translucent, shiny crab. I study it for a bit, very, very attentively. And then I just like go, and I spit some sand on the ground and like, maybe you would taste better? And I try to lick it.
As your tongue sort of flicks out, it feels electric, almost like licking a car battery, acidic, alkaline. There is something about it that is, I mean, you would know better than to eat this. This beast of the ether needs to be properly cooked if you want to ever sort of taste its flesh.
Fair enough.
Your attention then goes to this is brought away from the crab by a sort of a grunt, and you realize that the body lying across this beam of wood that has been pushed up against the sand by the current is shifting and moving. Pax, please describe your character for us.
What you guys see slowly shifting on this board is a rather large and broad lizardman. His scaly skin, a dark green bluish hue that covers his entire body, and a thin membrane that's currently flattened across his neck. Particularly, you would notice that traces of some of his fingertips, especially the claws, seem to not have form, seem to be translucent. He seems shaken at the moment, shaking his head a bit left and right, eyes darting back and forth, trying to figure out what happened in the blackout. I think his eyes will lock on the kobold right next to him. And shifting in the sand, moving forward, he's going to attempt to simply place a paw on the kobold's chest to try and push him down and growl, "Which ship are you from?"
Which ship are you from?
I think I have the advantage.
Why do you think so? I have a shiny crab.
I think the absurdity of that moment will genuinely stun him enough to just stand up and take a step backwards. Not
Okay.
out of fear, more out of, huh?
When you
What?
actually stand up, I like,
Oh. You a big kobold?
I guess you're one.
Yes.
Which ship are you from? And you see a boarding axe slowly being pulled off a strip from his belt.
Okay. Okay, Gizmo is not hostile. Gizmo doesn't want to fight. Predestination. INS predestination.
INS,
Yes.
where's your captain?
I look around on the, I guess on the shore we are on, and I just like,
Probably somewhere over there.
and I point towards the open sea.
Good, you're with me. And Pax would immediately start marching in that general direction, his other clawed hand that's not holding his axe, reaching down, whether you're moving or not, to try and grab you by the collar to move you with him.
I mean, I'm quite light, and I will just probably do something like,
I can walk. I can actually walk.
That's when he drops you. Good, keep up.
Okay. As the conversation sort of ends, the camera sort of pulls back to show a scene that is much more grisly than the music might appear, because I can't find the right music right now. This is our pilot, people. There's a lot of things that are going to be changing. And the mastery, yeah. But we see around you, and probably you, Pax, all through your eyes, basically, we see the scene. As in, the beach is littered with scraps of driftwood. There are bodies, crates, torn towards sailing. And as you look out across this twilight scene, because yes, we haven't actually described the environment. You find yourself on, like I mentioned, a beach of black sand, which crinkles under your feet. This is not sand. It seems to be almost volcanic glass brought down to to microscopic shards. You can feel the bite in the bottom of your feet underneath, almost trying to get underneath your fingernails. You can see across the remnants of a battle. Bodies some floating just off the shore, slowly sinking into the ether. Others that have been pushed to shore that are already starting to be attacked by local sea life, crabs. There's a few ether gulls as well that are sort of coming down, checking to see if whatever carrion they might find is still alive or not. Do you yourself find yourself, again, that there's that moment of you're not exactly sure what happened. Memory will come back in a while. You're not unused to concussions, but this is definitely one of those cases. You were here with a sister ship to come and to find buried treasure. What you were not expecting was 4 others of these ships to join in the hunt, and basically coming here on this particular reef, battle ensued. Now, as you look out, as far as you can see, I want you to picture a scene at twilight. Except there is no moon, there is no sun, just the endless stars of the astral sea and the vast expanse of this ether liquid on which you have been sailing for all these years. You're used to the twilight, it's not a problem. But as far as you can see, at least from your vantage point here on this shore of this small island, you can't see your ship. Nor can you see any others. And not from this vantage point anyways. And as you look about, there are others that are slowly sort of coming out of unconsciousness. You see different uniforms, different ways of, and mannerisms. Whatever battle happened before, you were seeing the results and most likely the only survivors. As your attention draws a bit upwards around the beach, you can see that there's one silhouette that is a bit more lively than the others, that has maybe resisted a bit, well, the consciousness has come quicker, let's put it that way, and is basically sort of doing maybe triage, right? Going from one body to another, one pack to another. And as they grow close, we finally see them more clearly. Astrea, would you please describe your character for us and what you are doing?
Astrea is a tall elf. Muscular from working on ships for long years, from having worked on ships for long years. She definitely has been dunked in the Aetherial Sea, a couple of streaks, still present in her braided hair that she wears very, very long. And as she looks up from the last pack she was currently sifting through, you see her face ageless. Light blue with freckles that almost remind you of constellations. on her face. And eyes who have seen, who have lived, and not always happy memories. She's going through the battlefield like a seasoned veteran. And at some point, she goes to another body lying on the beach, kneels down next to him, has a quick check, listens to him, takes a dagger out, and quickly, you barely see it, but quickly nicks an artery, lets him go, and moves on to the next one. Not everyone gets that treatment. Only the ones who are too far gone. Only the ones with no hope.
There's, as you're doing this triage, you find yourself more often than not just turning a body around, checking for a pulse, and then leaving it there. There's no time for now to dwell on sentiment, right? If you stay with somebody who does not need help, you are wasting time for the people who do. And in this moment, you don't differentiate between Imperial, Royalist, or Drake. Just methodical. One body to the next, to the next, to the next. Which I think means that you are maybe a bit surprised when you are met with two reptilian figures standing upright before you. What do you do?
It's with military bearing that she stands up, and yeah, the authority radiates out of her. Good. I am Astrea, co-captain of the EMS acquisitions. You are currently the only ones that I've seen who are able-bodied on this beach. I would suggest, if you want to survive this, I've left some resources down on the beach because of carrying capacity and priorities. If you mind assembling everything, we might yet survive this.
I look at the big lizard before doing any move. he's the leader of the pack right now, and I'm like 100% confident he will make the right call.
There's a long pause where for a second he looks like shed skin before his nostrils narrow a little bit. Where is Captain Grasha?
I don't think I have any knowledge of a Captain Grasha.
Make me a history check. With which navy were you running?
Irisian.
Arisian. Pax, you were Carolyn.
Caroline.
Okay, so make me a history check with disadvantage, please.
First roll.
First roll.
It's a 9.
That's a 9. No,
Would have been an 18.
you have no idea.
I have no knowledge of Captain Grasha.
Captain Grasha of the INS Triumph. And you see he starts getting worked up before a spike of headache shoots through his head from maintaining adrenaline, and you see him just wince and back down.
I I understand your anguish as to the fate of your own captain. I more likely lost mine as well. I have seen no signs of Captain Ignatius on this beach either.
Actually, to
So
tell you the truth, Astrea, you're pretty sure. If you haven't found the captain here, you won't find him again. You do remember your ship being one of the first who sunk in the battle.
yes, old Smoky is gone. So you are welcome to go through the bodies on the beach, but I fear that you no longer have a captain.
Do you have... And you see Pax's gaze slide over to the boxes that Astrea was pointing out before. You have supplies?
I'm currently in the process of assembling supplies, yes.
I'll check the bodies, then help. And without waiting for any kind of response, you see him walk away through the first limp body in the sand, and he's going to start checking the vicinity. Essentially looking for any fellow crew member of the INS Triumph.
I'll follow Pax step by step, like right behind him. And everything he checks, I double check, but for probably stuff that is just shiny. Not something that maybe is directly useful now, but maybe some gold, some gems, hoping I can find some kind of treasure that might help us maybe later.
I love the fact that we're not 10 minutes into the campaign and Gizmo is already imprinted on Pax.
I was thinking the same thing. That did not last long. My son!
Yeah. I think that as you sort of disperse a little bit, all of a sudden you hear basically a shout, a commotion, right? You can hear a series of maybe shouts, interjections, and just coming from just a bit further up on the beach. Actually, no, not up the beach, but behind you, Pax, behind you, Gizmo, in the direction opposite from which you came from. Well, the direction from which you came from. I'm guessing you sort of turn your attention, you go towards that.
Sounds of a squabble
Yeah,
immediately.
definitely squabble.
Astrea is also hurrying in the direction.
As you rush up, you find just a bit higher up on the beach. There's a large rock. This one, again, that same sort of glossy, glassy sheen to it. A bit higher up, and on top of it, close to it, you see three men, basically. One of them is sort of down, crouching down. He's holding a wound to his side, clearly a fresh wound. Another one to the friend has grabbed sort of a large. It's not a pole arm, but probably a large piece of either driftwood or an oar, and is preparing to strike upon the third, who is sort of bounded up onto the rock, holding a short, broken blade in front of him. Farron, could you please describe your character for us?
Farron, you see, look at the two others with an air of calculation, trying to gauge what situation he's in. He looks human, young, maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. scraggly beard, unusually pale for someone at sea, but with, from what you can tell from the ripped remains of a blouse, the wiriness of someone who's been working up and down a ship. He seems to be wearing what you think initially might be the remains of some sort of leather armor until you realize, no, it's a cook's apron. And you see him staring with wide eyes at the two others, one hand held up in apology or in protection, and the other clutching the dented blade with the air of a man who is trying to figure out how to survive the next minute. I told you I don't want any trouble. Just as lost in this as you are, so how about we calm down and take a deep breath, all right?
Let's have a look. Can somebody roll me a d6, please? Let's go for Farron.
Sounds about right. Let's see. D6. It's one of those moments where I realize that beyond 20, there we are. Nope.
No. You can go either on.
There we go.
Okay, perfect.
Did that work? Did that do anything?
Not yet. Okay, you know what? I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, let's see. There we go.
Okay. Didn't go through. No matter. That's a 3.
Really? It's a 1 and a 5 that I got.
Okay. These two are wearing the. Okay. A 5. Okay, let's. Not 1 and a 4. What ship are you from? Originally.
My ship is the Kraken's Revenge.
Okay. The two sailors that have accosted you, and you're not exactly sure why. Probably they tried to take something from you. You woke up maybe in a start as they were rummaging through your pockets. You just grabbed something sharp that you had on hand, slashed one of them, and just had the presence of mind to retreat to a higher position. The other one grabbing basically the closest cudgel that you could have. The two of them wear the colors of the Black Spot, which was one of the other Drake ships, which you had not called upon. They're technically allies in a greater sense, but at that point, one and all, they are just rivals in this race towards buried treasure. And behind them, you can see 3 figures, one of them tall, one of them massive, and another one small, seem to either come in reinforcements or somewhat. What is your reaction?
Still breathing hard, trying to, as soon as I recognize the, not quite uniforms, but at least the faces and the garb of crewmen of the Black Spot, should put me at ease, allies technically, not at ease. Trying to see around me what it would take to get away. Am I cornered? Do I have space to move? Or is it going to be through them?
You have space to move. As in, you have you have the back of the island. You have the whole island to your back, right? There's just a bit higher up. There's a small crop of trees, this patch of jungle that is clinging to this piece of rock basically. You would be able to run away, but you have no idea how long.
Listen, I don't have anything. Captain Kim.
You cut my friend here. And honor dictates that I take that flesh out of you.
Cut your friend. Do you think I cut him with this? I don't know what happened. I didn't touch him. I didn't reach him. Now there is more at stake here. If we don't find food and shelter soon, this is going to be moot anyway. So how about you try and kill me after we make sure we can stay alive, yeah?
Make me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Actually, I'll ask this. Before you roll.
Okay.
Astrea, Pax, and Gizmo. You are sort of joining this situation. Now, you've heard everything that's been said. The accusation that Farron cut this man, and the fact that he says, I have no idea. And he's holding something that is not sharp, right? It's a piece of metal but it should not be able to cut like this. And Astrea, you from your vantage point, you can see this is a deep cut. This is something done with a saber or maybe a curved blade of some sort. It's a large slash across the ribs. Not necessarily dangerous, but enough that it will need medical attention and stitches. And the weapon that he has in his hand, if you could call it that, is not the same weapon that slashed him.
Okay.
And Gizmo, I think as you're looking around, you're realizing that doesn't make that kind of wound, and you're not seeing any weapons other than the people that they're holding, as in one large ore piece of driftwood.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't really
Generally
add up.
speaking.
Yeah, there's something that doesn't add up.
Yeah, I do think while we are approaching the situation, Pax would be pulling out a long cylindrical straw from his belt and dropping something in it and just be like, which one's lying?
Gizmo, which ship are you from? Remind me?
INS Predestination.
Oh, the Predestination. Okay, yes. Yes, I think the black spot was the one of the two that none of you were from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, none of...
Yeah.
Okay, so you have no idea who these people are, right? You've never seen them in your life, but you do, as I said, you do recognize their colors. You know that these are either potential rivals, allies, but about an hour ago, most likely your ship fell victim to their cannons, and vice versa.
Okay.
Do you approach discreetly? Do you make yourselves known? Farron, you see them, but the two sailors have not necessarily noticed the three creeping up behind.
Well,
Not-
did Pax, did you just whisper which one is lying, or are you just wondering?
It's like before we're really like fully in range of him, Pax
Okay.
is saying that out loud
Okay.
as he's preparing something.
So in response to that, DM, Mr. GM, you
Yes.
told me that I clearly know there's something that doesn't add up, right?
Yeah.
The wound doesn't match the potential weapon. So actually, as Pax asks the question, I tug on his whatever he's wearing.
Clothing, yeah.
I don't know. Clothing, yeah. I tug and I'm like,
Actually, Gizmo thinks none of them is lying. They just are very not well versed with weapons. Clearly. You see that the wound doesn't match up with the actual blade the other one is holding, so
For the interest of I think Farron, you hear this. The two sort of move to the I think the one wounded holding his side sort of again is there looking at you three, tugging to his friend. The friend sort of moves. This guy is. He'd be nicknamed. He looks like a tavern bouncer, basically, right? This is the guy who is not necessarily he's maybe not the best at tying rope, but he's definitely good at moving cargo. And he's just holding this oar in your direction, almost like a pole arm. And you're pretty sure that this is going to hit you with the strength of a mast in your face. And you go, "Don't come closer."
Told you I don't want to come closer. I want to calm down and find shelter.
Now, I'm going to ask all of you right here. I want all of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Pax 19, Astrea 8, and Farron that's at 13. I think that as you say that, it's like, we need to find shelter, you're trying to... The camera sort of focuses on Astrea, where as you were looking about this, maybe a bit... actually, no, let's do this another way. There's just a lull in the conversation, and we hear a thump. As you turn around, Astrea has fallen onto the sand. She's fallen onto her knees and elbows, and there is a vertigo that has taken over her, and there's a movement of retching. But the liquid that comes out from her mouth shines and evaporates in a way that can only be defined as ether coming out from her stomach. As in, not all of it manages to hit the ground before some of it evaporates and sort of slowly rushes like a living mist towards the sea to join it again. Now, is anybody here proficient in medicine?
Yes.
Not
I am,
even.
actually.
Yes, Pax?
I am. Pax is, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
but I mean,
And
Pax.
this is something he knows.
Oh, yes, you know.
I think Pax would kneel down. Oh, sorry, you want to say something?
Go ahead.
Technically, Astrea is not proficient in medicine, but she knows it too.
Okay. Oh, yeah, she
I
knows
mean,
what the symptoms... Yes,
She knows
Yes.
what it is.
absolutely.
She's
Yes.
Yeah. Pax very dryly kneels down next to Astrea, and he's going to place one of his clawed hands on her back. This is not going to be fun.
Yeah,
And
no,
he
I
moves
know.
his
I
other
know.
hand to her stomach, and without warning, he's just going to push to make sure that she's forced to exude everything that she has in there. He doesn't care about any pain it's going to cause. He's really
Oh,
just
yeah, no.
pushing her abdomen into her spine to force as much out as possible, and after that, he goes and smacks her back a few times.
At the same time that Astrea basically does the fingers in the mouth trick to make herself vomit. So yeah, it's basically not very nice for anyone around them, but emptying the stomach.
The thing is, you, in a way, just by the symptoms, the vertigo that took you, that pushed you to the ground, Pax, as you're looking about, you're seeing that everybody else here on this beach is sweating profusely more than they should. While none of them has sort of folded into retching, you're pretty sure that that's going to be the fate for everyone here. This is ether poisoning. This is something that is a danger to all who sail the astral waves. The first symptoms are fever, is that fever, swimming vision, heavy vomiting. But those are the first stages. Depending on one's constitution and a bit of luck, the second stage, the delirium stage, can be waned off for maybe a couple of hours, the luckiest for a day or two. You're pretty sure that everybody here, with what happened, is severely poisoned. Now, fortunately, the antidote is something that all sailors know. You just need to find the ingredients.
With this roll, does this count for my ether poisoning resistance? Basically, if I reach a DC 15 con save, my symptoms cannot get worse for 24 hours.
Yep. I'll work that in. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. Fight if you want, but in the end, if that's what you focus on, nobody's alive on this island anymore. This fight is pointless. You want each other to die, then make sure you survive the poisoning. Back down.
Make me an intimidation check.
With my lovely charisma, that...
I will allow you to basically make me... are you proficient in I'll allow you to use it with strength. Basically.
Sure. Hang on, can I adapt that before I roll?
So basically make me a... Are you proficient in intimidation?
Nope.
Okay, so just roll me a strength check.
It's just going to be +1. It's just going to be +1, basically. No, +4. Yes. Strength check. There you go. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yes. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Right. Yeah, the two sort of calm down. The one holding the beam sort of drops it almost on top of his friend, who sort of who winces, and you can see that his hand is sort of darkened with the blood seeping through his fingers. He's definitely going to be needing immediate medical attention.
I think Pax has the clarity of mind enough to realize that Astrea is the only true medical kind of figure that we have found on the beach so far. So he actually looks in her direction. Are you able to stand?
Give me a second. And she's gonna breathe in heavily and then just push herself back up, fight off a dizziness spell, and then... Okay, yes. What is it? Oh. Seeing the wound. The wound. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't have any kind of supplies with me currently, but
Frankly, you were from the acquisition, right?
Yes.
If we don't find a solution to ether poisoning, it does not matter how much you will dress this wound.
Oh, I know. I know. But the wound will be a problem if not addressed.
You! And Pax turns and then shouts over towards Faron. What ship you from?
What ship you from?
INS Triumph.
Oh, Imperial. Great. Listen, before I answer, I'm the cook. Okay? I'm not a fighter. I'm not a politician. Certainly not a hero.
Great. Cooks know ingredients, right?
Yeah, I do.
You know the antidote for ether poisoning?
How about are you You feeling it already?
Yeah.
Lowers his hands, kind of like drops the blade. Well, the whatever chunk of it is left. We'd have to go inland to try and find the resources. I haven't had to prepare it, but GM, I would know the recipe, right? Like on principle, that's
I'm on it. I'm on it. Actually, everybody make me a medicine check.
medicine. Okay.
I will give advantage to Astrea and Pax.
Ew.
Oh, doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Okay.
I mean, it's a 13. It's better than it could
Yeah.
have been worse.
It could have been worse.
That was an 8. That is worse.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so fortunately, Astrea, you do. So all of you know there's a sort of a rhyme that all sailors repeat themselves. I haven't come up with it, but there's sort of the nursery rhyme that allows you to sort of get you the. And again, maybe it's because the of the situation it doesn't come up quite really, but Astrea, you kind of remember this a bit more, and actually, so this would be 1 ounce of water, 1 kamic nut ground to powder, a handful of myrrh blood petals pressed for juice, fire to simmer the liquid for 1 hour until it changes color from green to clear. I'm gonna just put it into your
Notes.
into your notes here, into your handouts. There we go. For your consideration.
Okay. How large is the island we're on? How big do we estimate? Can we do an estimation, or can we see the whole of the island from where we are, or is it bigger than we can actually see?
You're going to need from where you are. It's difficult to say. The island is a bit steeper towards the center, so you would need a better vantage point from here.
Okay.
When I look down the coastline, is there? I mean, you said there's a lot of flotsam. There's a lot of debris. Is there also are there also like supply flotsam crates and stuff like that?
Yep.
And are there also larger chunks of ships, like a bow with the rest broken off and things like that?
You see, there are pieces of. There's a lot of it is sort of sunk. You can guess might have been sinking, but yes, you do see balustrades. You'll see the top of a mast being sort of floating with the with the topsail, basically. There's the ship themselves. Where you had the battle wasn't necessarily atop of the reef itself, so it would have sunk and would have probably sunk deep.
All right. I guess we can start looking in the crates.
Surgeon supplies, something like that.
And yeah,
So
cooking supplies, anything for survival.
You see, Pax is, while he's saying that, there is a squinting gaze going across the others constantly. And he's not hiding it. He's not at all fully trusting people they were in a battle with just mere minutes ago. But you don't see him grab for his weapon or anything.
So, as you're looking about, the island isn't that big. It's, from what you can understand, it's maybe, it's sort of narrow. Where it goes up, it seems to narrow inwards, as in if somebody had sort of grabbed the center and pulled it up. and you have the sort of patch of jungle to the top, but it's fairly flat in itself. So you can see the largest is maybe a mile or two of sand and rocky beaches, and again with this sort of crop top of jungle. You know what? I'll put you on the map. It'll give you a bit of a spoiler to the rest of the islands, but we'll get there anyways at some point. Here we go. So you are situated right up here on Flow Island. So as you're sort of surveying, right, you stand on the black sand shores of a rocky island in the middle of the ether. You can see 3 larger islands in the near distance, close enough to sail with a small craft, and a dozen stretches of treacherous black rock jutting from the ether. In the middle of the island that you're on is a stand of jungle trees on either side, the other side of the shore, of course, being obscured by these same trees. Now, the battle that you had would have been to the, let's use our terms for now, it would have been to the west. Right? So you hadn't gone into the reef just yet. And so most of the flotsam is situated on this side of the island. Now, if some of you want to make me either nature or history checks to determine where you guys could find those ingredients, feel free to do so.
Would survival work as well?
Did I not? Nature actually would be nature and survival, nature and or survival. Yeah.
You said history.
Yes, I don't know why.
Okay.
History might work as well.
I'll go for nature.
Okay. Actually, here we go.
Sure, let's go with nature.
Interesting. Actually, choose an ingredient and tell me if you want to use Arcana or Nature, and I have different information to give you apparently.
Oh, and it's Arcana or Nature. Okay.
So the freshwater is going to be Arcana or Nature. The Kamek nuts is history.
Roll? Because for me, Arcana would give me a way higher bonus. So.
Sure. Let's put that back onto. Hey, it's our first time, people. We haven't played good. Chill.
Let's see.
Voila,
Okay,
way
Gizmo,
better.
Arcana, right? Okay. So, and which are you going for? Which were you going for? The freshwater.
Oh yeah, right. The ingredient. Yeah, I'll start looking for freshwater.
Okay.
Sure.
So you would know that this particular, you haven't been here very long, but you've understand some of the basics, which is water. You can't use what's floating out there. Whatever they might think as water, that ether is not water.
Not water at all. Okay.
The only source of water would come from small rifts in the elemental plane of water directly into this place. Now, you know the signs. Usually when water touches ether, both of them sort of steam up in equal parts. So you're looking for maybe something that resembles a small geyser or a plume of steam. And you would know that there's fresh water seeping in from beyond this universe.
Okay. Okay.
You would also know that there are special compasses that allow you to identify the closest rift, basically. And so now you're wondering, maybe one of these crates has one.
Find some. Yeah.
Yeah. Farron, with yes, unfortunately, you've got a hard time remembering anything, buddy.
Yeah. Also, I think that even as I'm trying to figure out a solution, I'm watching the two stooges that are still kind of like eyeing me, and are they sort of like shifting their attentions to helping, or are they still kind of like looking like they have murder in their mind?
There's the bigger one still very much has murder on his mind. The other one is is sort of, but right now they're being occupied by trying to steep the wound, basically, to stabilize the wound. And actually, I should probably roll for that. Okay, yeah. So you can see that, Larry, or whatever the big brute's name is at least efficient enough to sort of stabilize the wound of his friend. But clearly he has a look going, none of you are my boss. Why should I follow you guys? And there's definitely an evil look going to Farron.
Starting to regret having dropped that piece of metal.
Who else wants to go in about it?
Yeah, Astrea is certainly going to try.
I mean, yeah.
I rolled a 15 survival, but I guess I'll re-roll.
I mean, we can take that. What was it? 11. What's your? Yeah, just re-roll. Re-roll.
Yeah.
Are you going?
I'll do. I guess the Kamek nut
Okay.
is going to.
So nature or history?
Oh, is it nature or history?
Yep.
Okay, I'll
Arcana.
do history.
Okay, that's
I
enough.
like my dice
That's
to
enough.
roll over a 10 at some point. That would be nice.
So, let's see. So this is you know that the Kamek nut is actually not. It's an invasive species. Let's put it that way. Here in the Expanse, originally native to the material plane, probably from the Kingdom of Eris, or they imported it from somewhere because it's heavily used in medicine over there. Tastes terrible, little nutritional value, but it's common enough in these jungles. You would have to go and look into the trees. They're about the size of the nuts themselves. They're about the size of an apricot or a small apple. They sort of have a hard exterior, fleshy on the inside, but the flesh is very sort of how should I put it? Sandy in a sense, right? It's got that sort of it almost feels like you're like chalk, sort of a chalky kind of stuff. So yeah, find an island with enough trees. Maybe you can find. Maybe if you're lucky, you would find a couple of nuts there. Lastly, if somebody wants to roll for the Merblood flowers, Arcana or Nature.
Pax would not actually try to figure out where he can find those. He would just go through crates that have washed up in the hopes of finding a medical crate or something like that with some supplies of it, having been pre-existing on a ship.
We'll get to that in a moment. Right. Actually, I would say, Pax, you would kind of know this anyways. The Merblood flowers, they're actually the most important ingredient of this kind of thing, as they kind of serve as, when pressed from their juice, they serve as a they basically feed off the ether. They are one of these plants that have adapted, and so usually you find them on ether washed rocks. So as you're looking about here, there's not enough soil or rock for them to stand on on these shores, but as you're looking out to the ridges in the middle of the reef, you might say that's where maybe we might find some. But you need to find somehow to get there. Pax, you're a good swimmer, but in your state, diving into the ether and swimming a mile or two is going to be an issue.
Absolutely. I think Pax is going to turn towards the big guy with still with murder in his eyes. And he's basically going to say, you have two options. You drop the ore, and we get to work to making a raft, and we can all survive. You keep a hold of the ore, and you're stubborn, and we don't have time for stubbornness.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Look, yeah, fair enough. We can get off this rock and then deal with the rest later. Right. Let's get scrounging. And
We need a raft.
and you're gonna start looking. I would like all of you to roll me 2d12.
2d12.
Yes. And add your constitution score.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like pure constitution, not
Yes,
not the
yes,
saving
yeah.
throw.
+3. So
No,
19 for me.
Yes. No. What is your constitution? You have a 13 constitution.
Yes.
So that would be 29.
16.
16. So that would be a 32.
I got a modifier. I don't think about
No.
pure.
So
Fair.
that's a 12.
2d12.
Yeah, so I rolled 2 sixes, plus my constitution modifier, which is a
Okay.
+3. So that's that's a 15.
Put that number somewhere, and I would like you to track it. As in across the table, this is the amount of hours that you have before the disease progresses. Of course, Pax, you get an extra 24 to that.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
Sure. So how much time do we have across the board here, Astrea?
32.
32 hours. Pax?
34 hours.
Okay. Gizmo?
I got 12. Fat 12.
Wait, how is that possible? What's your constitution score?
I've got plus 3.
No. What's your constitution score? That's 13.
The whole score is
It's the
16.
score.
16. Right. So you rolled a 9, so
A
you
9.
have 25.
25.
Okay, so you've got a
Okay,
little bit more
Okay.
than a day. Okay.
Okay.
You're in danger. Farron?
If that's the count, then 12 plus 16, so I've got 28 hours.
28 hours. Okay. Right.
I've got 46 hours. Sorry. It's the score. I counted the boost.
Okay. There we go. Say, I did not say your constitution bonus. I did say your score.
Right,
Fair.
right,
I
right.
Well,
didn't listen. It's all on me.
No,
That's
we're
true, that's
learning.
true.
We're good. I was just wondering how close you were to Astrea's roll,
Yeah.
considering that you have an extra 24 hours. So those,
Yes.
yeah.
That's my
Anyways.
final answer.
You spend and you're pretty sure. Let's see. Out of that, let's just make a small roll here. Right. Okay. So first of all, you're gonna take. So I want somebody to keep track of time, because we are going to. So I want somebody to put up a counter. Somewhere. I'm seeing Pax and Farron and Gizmo, all of you taking notes. Or maybe you just all take notes. You're going to start the counter at 2. As in, we're going to count that this poisoning started about 2 hours ago. Okay? Secondly, as you're searching throughout the beach, it takes about an hour for you to sort of scrounge up, because you're looking for medical supplies. Gizmo, you're looking for that compass. Anything that might help you in a way. And so you find, in addition to whatever your character creation supplies might be, you find, so who's going to be the quartermaster for this campaign? Okay, Farron, you can take stock. You do find an astral compass, but I'm guessing that's Gizmo who found it. You find a 10 days ration of usually of salt pork and hardtack. Most of it has already the ether sort of already seeped into the barrels, and you find a dented but functional spyglass, allowing its user to advantage on wisdom checks or perception checks to see things at least 100 feet away. Unfortunately, no fresh water. It has survived. Any barrels have either sunk through or boiled out of their containers.
That's gonna be an issue faster than the sickness.
Well, I got a hip flask, but don't think that will help us much. Unless you think the recipe is adjustable for rum. I didn't think so.
It looks like part of the ingredients can be gotten here. For the Mer scale, we need to go. And he just points towards the rocks across the water in the distance. For water inland, I think.
It's not going to be up there.
And the chemic nut, we need trees, so we could have a look inland. I would suggest, since we're on borrowed time, who feels comfortable building a raft?
I can do that.
How scrappy am I? I'm supposed to be very scrappy.
There's a whistle coming. It's been a while now, maybe about 20-30 minutes, where the other two, and I mean, there's now maybe half a dozen men and women of different crews that are sort of woke up, or there's a lot of, most of them wounded, one or two able-bodied, all of them sick. Clearly, everybody's everybody's gonna be hit by the fever soon enough. But all of them are sort of given up the idea of rivalries and are basically trying to survive. This is something that everybody's seen friends or relatives fall to the fever, and nobody wants that fate. But you hear a whistle coming from the other side of the island, sort of dragging your attention to it. And you see it's a, I guess this would be a halfling. He's wearing he's actually wearing the colors of the Endeavor. So who was on the Endeavor? Nobody was on the Endeavor? Okay.
Wasn't it?
Oh no.
Upon the
You were
acquisitions?
No, you were on the acquisition, so the Endeavor. Yeah, so Halfling comes up running. We found a dinghy. It looks good. We're trying to patch it up right now, but at least it'll get us. No, it won't get us to any of the bigger islands, but maybe look around. At least you're on the reef.
That's good. But there's not gonna be enough space for everyone, I guess.
There's going to be enough space for people to go to the rocks and gather some flowers, right? Though.
Hey, if at least it means a couple of people can go to the other islands and find whatever we need. I mean, we can try and build a bigger raft around here.
How many people do you have?
Yeah. Look, I'm no shipwright, but we found a couple. We found a couple of hammers. We'll make do if we need to. I'm good with rope.
Actually, being a shipwright might maybe I could step up and
You know what?
try to
Make me
coordinate the effort.
make me an intelligence check.
Pure intelligence.
I would say add your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so like a saving throw, basically.
Yes, in your case, yeah.
Oh, that sickness is hitting hard.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I
you're
have
looking.
an idea.
You're looking around. Okay, you have an idea? Go ahead.
No, it's just that since I want to start learning these characters, since I never used them, I have the lucky feat from the merchant.
Okay, you want to use a reroll?
I want to pull up this very smooth pebble from my pocket, and everybody hears me whispering something to the pebble, like I was talking to this pebble. You have no idea what I'm saying. I will use the luck feat to re-roll this very shitty roll.
Okay. So, well, no, you've got you've got luck points, right? I think you have 3 per day.
I have 2 per long rest.
2 per long rest. Okay, they nerfed
Yes.
it.
Because it's not the lucky feat, it's a lucky from the merchant, so maybe because it's the background. Maybe
Right. Okay. Yes. Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
a 14. Yeah.
Okay.
The 14 tells you, look, with whatever supplies you might have here, I mean, it'll take a while to build anything that will be able to survive more than a few miles out, right? And you need a raft that is possibly going to take 10, 12 people, not all of them in very good shape, across the ether. You're going to need something. This is not what you have here is not going to be enough. And to build anything that is going to be seaworthy, it's going to take a lot more time than you have.
Okay.
As in cutting down the trees, making them, this is flotsam.
We literally cannot afford it. Okay. So yeah, I'll just to quickly go back to the roleplay. I'll just look at the guy. I will stare at him like, head to toe, like I was the bigger guy, and like,
Gizmo, according to Gizmo calculations, we don't have much time to dedicate to building anything that can actually help us.
What
Okay.
about the dinghy?
So let's strategize.
Can we see the
Um,
thing?
Our first priority is getting water and getting the antidote. Once that is done, we can find a way to attract either the attention of other ships around or find a way to build something seaworthy for at least a couple of miles and move to a bigger island. So, Pax, was it? You know the flowers, right? We need
Yes.
myrtle petals. And you thought that there might be some on the reef.
There are
Uh,
rocks over the stretch of the ether over there, about 2 miles out. It's likely some might have grown there.
All right. We need to split for efficiency. I would say, can you take a couple of people and go gather as much petals as you can?
So, actually, as you're looking through, who has a spyglass? Actually, who has the highest perception? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to be using the spyglass.
I have 16 passive perception.
Okay. Anybody have higher than 16?
Got a 9, so
Okay. I would say, Astrea, as you're handling this, sort of looking about, because sort of trying to figure out in which, what kind of situation you are. I would say you've maybe moved to a higher vantage point, maybe here a bit closer inland. One of your basically the dinghy was found right here, to this at the south side. But what you can see through the spyglass as you're looking towards the outer islands is actually the silhouette of a ship. Yes?
Am I the only one who had one of 4 words on the whole talk?
Okay.
I had a huge lag as well. I
Okay.
was wondering.
Let me try this again.
It's the Discord server, by the way.
Right. So where you see the white, let's put this on. Where you see the red dot right here, you actually notice that there's you actually notice smoke coming from the silhouette of a ship, as in one of the 6 that may have survived the battle. That seems to have run aground. Actually, I would put him there.
How would we know that 6 ships have survived the battle?
No, you know that there were 6 ships in the battle,
Oh, okay.
and up until now, you've not seen any up until the moment where you put the spyglass to the eye and realize, wait, there's smoke coming from over there, up on that reef, and realize that there is a ship. It's set in a way that you can't necessarily determine which ship it is from this distance. Damaged as it is and oriented as it is, you can't identify its markings or its silhouette.
Okay. Would that also be the reef where Pax has located the flower, or is that another one?
It's another one, but you're pretty sure that these flowers would be on the same reef as well.
And regarding the compass I found, where is it pointing towards?
So the way the compass works is that you have 4 different needles, each one oriented or synchronized to a specific element. So for the air, so we've talked north, south, east, and west.
Right.
But we should technically be talking air, earth, water, and flame. So air is north, earth is south, water is west, and flame is east. Right? So what you'll see on the maps, whenever airward is always north. There's something in this setting, in this world, where there are 4 large constellations that seem to mark, where air, water, flame, and earth mark these large portals towards the elemental planes. The winds that carry you from place to place in the expanse are basically the winds that come in through the elemental plane of air, moving about, sometimes in stormy ways. But you also have these micro portals that'll open for a second or such. Some of them more or less stable. So for now, from what you can see, your needles are more or less turning into the four cardinal positions, indicating that there's not a big enough rift close enough to shift the needle.
Okay, so basically, like my understanding as Gizmo would be that if the needle that points towards like water right now starts shifting, it means that I'm getting closer to a bigger
Exactly.
source of
Yeah.
water.
Exactly. And apparently, from what you're looking at, as in, there's not enough of a elemental presence on this island to actually shift the needle. So you maybe have to look on another one. Actually, you know what? Make me a... Let's see if we're going to try and find here. Right. Actually, do you step into the... do you step into the jungle?
I think Astrea, knowing the chemic nuts and the trees they grow on, would probably do a quick evaluation of the jungle, seeing, do we have any chances of finding one here, or is it too small or not the right vegetation?
Make me an investigation check.
Investigation?
Investigation. And Gizmo, you can do the same, but with advantage.
Sorry, it was a huge lag. Do I have to roll
Yeah,
with advantage?
lagging becomes annoying.
Okay, yeah. You roll investigation with advantage. Okay.
Okay, nice.
So, Astrea, as you're looking through the trees, is anybody helping her, by the way? Remember, if you help, you give advantage.
I would happily help.
Okay. So, Gizmo, let's start with you.
Yes, sir.
You do find that at some point, as you're basically following Astrea and Farron and the others through this little copse of trees, and the needle just slightly shifts. It's the only reason why you notice it is because you are obsessed with this gizmo. Sorry. And there's just that shimmer, and you're going, oh, let's have a look. And you find you almost have to dig in the sand, in the what passes for soil here, and you notice that there's a little crack in the reality of this island where there's a trickle of water falling. Literally a trickle, as in you could gather it up, but your water skin would take an hour to fill.
I mean, we have some time to spare at this point.
True, but not only do you need, but it's not going to be enough to quench 10 people's thirst, 4 to 5 times a day.
But still, I give a heads up to everybody. So actually, I tag on Astrea's clothes this time.
Like, hey, tall lady, there's a trickle of water there. It's not much, but it might lead us towards something.
I'll go to look at it, and did the halfling come with us, or did he stay with the dinghy, or something else?
I think that this is, I mean, all of this is sort of happening around the same at the same time in a sense. So this might have been just before or maybe just after. Doesn't really matter. Everybody's sort of trying to look for different things at different times.
Okay. If we had any kind of top, we could rig it to at least collect whatever water comes out of here. It's better than nothing, and we can leave it here for the amount of time that it needs to fill up while looking for something else.
Yeah, but definitely this is not going to be enough for what you need.
I'll leave my water skin for now here just to make it hopefully fill up. No.
Yeah, you
I mean,
just
we
a couple of
probably
sticks.
do have an empty water skin somewhere.
I mean, that's the best part, right? Is that if there's ether inside your water skin, pouring water into it will literally make it evaporate violently. So
Nice.
you know it.
And just for good measure, I want to use my magical tinkering to, well, enchant the water skin and put a word of text, a visual word of text, words that say, please do not touch.
Yeah, so there's basically you set up your water skin. There's this there's basically out of midair, out of midair, as in just above just at the top of the hole that you dug. There's just you can just see this sort of very fine line of water, almost sort of just drips, coming from nowhere, and just putting it in as a drip, 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 and hopefully it'll
I can imagine the glowing text above it saying, collecting, please do not touch.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. As for the nuts, you do find a couple of trees that would be of the right species, right? The right variety. And you do see a few of these misshapen orbs sort of hanging from a couple of branches. But it's 10 feet up.
We're sailors. 10 feet up is not going to scare a lot of people.
Sure, but these aren't steady masts either. So, who wants to climb up and try and grab these?
I'll try and make myself useful then.
I think
I'll give him a leg up.
I think Pax is muted.
Somehow I muted myself.
There you go.
Hey, it happens to everyone.
Absolutely.
Pax, without waiting for permission or anything, as soon as Astrea identifies those as the nuts that we need, he pretty much walks up to this tree, plucks out his axe from his belt once more, and he just brutally hacks into the trunk and then starts working his way up.
Sorry? Say that again, Astrea?
Astrea immediately, don't damage the trees!
Anyways, Pax, I believe what it's the breaching axe, correct?
The boarding axe.
The boarding axe,
yes.
Yeah. Right, so make me an athletics check to climb, and I believe you add, what would you add to that with the axe?
My proficiency.
Okay, so
right?
If you're proficient with athletics, then that means you double the proficiency for it.
Correct, but I'm not, so it just makes me proficient.
Okay, there you go.
So it's going to be +2 to this roll.
And that is a 13. It's enough.
So 15 total.
So helping yourself with the you sort of climb up, helping with the axe, and you can see that the axe it's got a chopping. Of course, it's got the chopping side of it, but it has a sort of at the top of it. It has a horizontal spike that sort of allows you to almost like a piton, sort of smash into and grab on and to sort of climb up. And as you get to the top of it, I'm going to ask you for a strength check to actually tear the nuts away.
Strength check.
Or an attack. That'll do
Well,
it.
I've rolled my strength 21.
Yeah. Yes, as you pull, these things are, you're not exactly sure how, you've never gone picking with regards to these, so you're not exactly sure how fresh they are, but it's, you grab, you start pulling, and there's that moment where as you pull the first one up, you almost sort of rip it off its stem, and it's sort of, there's a poof of maybe seeds or something along the lines, like dandelion seeds that sort of push out, and you don't know what if you've done right or wrong in this. Reach for the second one. This time you try and give it a twist to it. It sort of snaps off. But yeah, roll me a d4.
All right. So it looks like my custom die there doesn't work for some reason. I'll just do it manually. Bonk, that's a 1.
Okay. Yeah. As you're bringing it down, you manage to grab 3 of them, right? Before that you determine that are more or less usable for your purposes. But you're gonna probably need a bit more. You could sort of dilute the potion and sort of spread it around, but you're gonna need more.
Sorry about tree. It's only bark.
So
I don't really mind. It's just if a tree gets sick because of the wounds, it's not gonna produce fruit anymore, and who knows who might need it in the future. Resources.
right,
Trees
let's find
can
another
die
tree
from
then, right?
wounds.
Yes, just like you can.
You see, this completely baffles him.
Let's get going.
These 3 nuts get pushed into
A pouch.
Farron's hands, by the way.
Yeah, sure. Might as well.
Ingredients, get cooking.
That's not exactly how it. Anyway,
That
and
was a joke.
right. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Stops. Almost retches.
Need help?
Yeah. No, I'm just.
Better
Honestly?
out than in.
Yeah, it's not comfortable, but it's better out than in.
Okay. And you
Right.
I'm gonna have to put in a warning for that sound. 138.
Anyway. Right. Moving on.
So
How many of you are steady enough on your feet to cross water? Well, ether.
I'll say to be fully honest, both because this is your adventure and you are the protagonist, consider you 4 the most able of the bunch, as in the others are either wounded, sick, or staying to take care of the wounded and the sick.
Okay.
Right? It's fortunate because the dinghy takes 4.
Of course.
Convenient, right?
Convenient.
Yeah.
There's no railroading in a pirate ship,
There is maybe ship roading? I don't know.
We'll workshop it.
There's current streaming. Current streaming it is.
Current streaming.
Lightning. Probably not gonna feel all too hot tomorrow, but still functional. Just give me enough time to relieve myself. If I start turning into water, it was nice knowing you.
Okay, let's go to the dinghy. We don't have any
I
time
guess.
to
Yep.
lose.
No, I'm not gonna try. And mutters to himself on the way.
At this point, Pax would always close off the rear of the group when we're actually headed towards a certain location, as if almost just to be able to keep an eye on each of their backs, realizing at this point that he is the least affected by the ether poisoning. He's pretty much filling in a function of keeping an eye out on those that got hit.
Okay.
Talking about the poisoning, how much time did
You've
Did it spend
it's
around-
taken so this has taken about another, so you're on your 4th hour right now. Right. So the question is, you have basically, I'm guessing, yeah, let's put your token onto the raft right here, right? And where are you headed, basically? First of all, who's captaining the ship, if you can call it that? And where are you guys headed?
I think the captaining is gonna be Astrea out of reflex.
Okay.
Pretty much Pax out of reflex will go in that kind of boat, takes the oars, and sets himself ready.
In the meantime, the survivors have set up the halfling. Let's somebody give me a name for the halfling.
Barto.
Barto.
Nice.
Yeah.
Barto sort of saying, "Yeah, I've got these. We'll make them comfortable. We'll see. You just and I saw what the little lizard set up there. I'll go check in regularly to see if it's filled up. We'll try and find more things. We set next to the dinghy. We set up a couple of empty barrels. So if you find a bit of water source, you got what you need there.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for the rest, well, look, we'll just try and set up camp. You find anything, you come back to us, right?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
good.
Try and make a pile of whatever supplies we have, pemmican, hardtack, and let's try and keep those well rationed and keep those guarded. We don't know how long they're gonna have to last.
Hey, don't worry about it. If it comes to it, cannibalism. And he sort of smiles, and there's a that's when you realize that he's got a few of his front teeth have been filed into points.
Oh, no.
Hey, halfling humor, look, hey, I'm beyond that, okay?
Astrea actually has a smile.
Right.
Yeah, that tracks.
Hello.
Let's.
How about we
I'm-
head
I'm-
off? We
I'm
are
gonna go
short on.
over there.
Wait, someone overlapped.
Aren't we short on time to be confused by a few pointy teats?
Yeah,
He says, smiling with his own.
Sure, let's get a move on.
And again, without waiting for confirmation or whatever, you see Pax step out of the dinghy, grab the back, dig his feet into the sand, and push it outward before hopping in himself. grabbing the oars, sitting himself in the back.
I'll hop in the front of the, well, boat, quote unquote.
Yeah, the barrels are in the dinghy. Astrea will probably pick up bit of sail that would be still more or less useful to make a satchel or a big bag, and just drop it over the barrels and then hop in the dinghy.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take too long to prepare the dinghy for departure, right? You've got a barrel for water, you've got a barrel for nuts, and maybe anything that you'll be able to find. You can see that the currents here, as they're moving inwards into the center of this reef, means there's a lot more flotsam that sort of has a sort of wandered in, right? You can see, but it also means that, well, you have no idea what the currents might have brought in or what's in this reef. But as you push off from this dark sand, fairly quickly, the bottom sort of drops out. The black sand loses itself to that shimmering quality that the ether has. As you would know, having sailed upon it, the deeper the ether, the brighter it is. And so you can almost judge the depth by the amount of light that it is producing. And occasionally you'll see the shadows of a school of ether fish passing by, sort of interrupting the light, or more unfortunately, you'll just see that slowly fading black silhouette of a body or something of that size, so slowly sinking towards the bottom.
I've kept the. Can I add the long vue spyglass to my
Spyglass.
inventory?
Yep,
Or...
you can.
Okay. Because I kept it and I'm really going to guide
You need
and
to use
cast
it. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you push off, there's basically, tell me where you go. This is sort of a sandbox area where every island can be visited individually. It's got its own little things. But I think, yeah, you're headed towards the ship.
I think our first stop would be the big reef with the ship. First, to ascertain the state of the ship. And second, because the reef is big enough that we have a significant chance of picking up quite a bit of merblood petals.
Okay.
Say, what's your name again? I talked to the elf who's taking charge.
I am Astrea.
Astrea, right. How open do we want to be about approaching that ship? They might not be in the mood to, be helpful if there's anyone still there.
I don't think we have the luxury of neglecting our possible only way to get out of this.
I'm not saying neglecting. I'm just wondering if we should be cautious.
Oh, we're not gonna go there immediately. We'll get on the reef on another point, and then as soon as we're in range, I'll see if we have any sign of movement about the ship.
I can work with that. Turns to the other two and just takes in the company that he's in.
You see this kobold that looks at you and very seriously replies,
Well, there's nothing much else we can work with, so yeah.
Yeah, sure. Just Force of habit, I'd just like to know my odds is all.
Speaking of odds, it's likely it's one of our ships.
From here, I
Yeah.
can't say their make or who they belong to. So yeah, we'll have to ascertain.
Do you want
I
me
know
to?
it's not my ship. My ship was blown to smithereens.
Do you want to go closer?
Strategically, I would suggest we step on the reef a little further away, so as to avoid any possible hostilities.
So you want to
As long as
land
we're
on
on
the?
the
You want to land on the airward or southward end of the reef?
our ward is closer to us.
Airward it is. And just starts paddling towards the airward tip of that reef.
Okay. As you move closer, again you can see the you're following the current coming in towards the reef, coming from waterward, and there seems to be around where the center of the reef there seems to be sort of a current, so maybe sort of slow turning current on itself, and you can see that some of the flotsam seems to be sort of moving towards the center before sort of slowly sinking, so as it gorges up the ether. As you move in, Astrea, I'm guessing you're keeping an eye on the ship to sort of see
Any signs of life of activity on the ship?
Yeah. So the first thing that you notice is that actually make me a perception check with advantage because of the spyglass.
Yeah, it's a 24.
It's a 24. There's a couple of things that you notice. The first is that it seems to be jutted into the reef at the same as if by inertia it sort of went aground up onto the reef. And you can just see that some of it just crooked enough that you'd feel that it's no longer floating but just standing onto the bottom. The second thing that you notice is sort of this sort of piling. There's this column of smoke coming, and it's not smoke. It's not vapor, right? This is not water and ether interacting. No, there is a flame aboard, and something's burning.
Oh shit. Okay. And if no one has addressed that, probably there's no one aboard.
You also notice movement aboard.
Okay.
With a 24, I'll say maybe a handful of individuals. Not much more.
Okay.
But yeah, there's clearly somebody sort of over the ether. You kind of hear the sound. There is yelling. Somebody in command is sort of shouting out orders, and the others seem to be scrambling.
Can I recognize the ship?
You actually, as you come in, there's just enough light now. You're close enough to read the signage to the side. This is predestination.
Predestination. That's
Predestination, which is Caroline.
Okay.
You can see the Caroline Empire values ships that are made to be steady, right? These are ships that endure. They're not fast ships per se, but they're the tortoise in the race, and they have been known.
A lot of battering. Yeah.
They won't necessarily catch up a lot of ships, but they will run them down in the long run. And this is very much built in that sort of stocky, high-sided. You can see that it's taken quite a bit of damage. There are whole panels of wall that are missing. You can see the inside of the ship, and almost through it in some areas. And clearly, its port side has been completely demolished, and some of the starboard has also taken damage. But you're figuring out that it's damage that came from the inside rather than from the outside.
Something exploding?
Speaking of exploding, as maybe the words of your lips are going, huh, predestination, with one of you's ears pricking up. Because I believe, Gizmo, this is your ship.
It is my ship.
The ship explodes.
Fuck.
As you can see, it is not lifted out of the water. It is not moved. No, it's the explosion does not push out the walls. It sort of balloons, and it breaks the spine of the ship. As in, you can see the ship that was already stressed by its position on the reef basically lift itself up and then crack and then go deeper in, and then you have that sort of V shape to the ship as it sort of crumbles in the middle. The back side of it slowly sinking, or it's starting to slowly sink into the ether. The other side stuck for now onto the reef, but you know that gravity at some point will pull it down.
Well, there goes our possible ship.
Well, at least I hope Skyrick was still on it. Never liked that guy.
Holding a grudge, are you? Good for you.
Now it is still very, as in, you probably it's probably not seaworthy at all, but there's probably definitely salvage on there.
There's a degree of duty that triggers in Pax believing, knowing that it's an INS ship at this point. He would, as soon as the explosion goes, he's rowing faster towards the reef. And at that point, he's like, Astrea, we need to make land quick. If not survivors, supplies.
Absolutely. And if there are Farron, I would design you. Can you help Pax?
Yeah,
We need to
on
go
it.
faster.
Okay, and
I
just
dumped one of the oars in your hand and...
Okay,
One, two.
I want both of you to make me an athletics check. I just want to see how much in circles where you guys are going to go.
oh no, no.
It's okay, I'm not proficient.
And athletics.
Don't worry. There's a bar at the back, so I corrected a little bit.
Okay.
No, but it's not the.
I do want to point out that I do have experience in helmsman.
Did it not go through?
It'll come. Your rolls are fairly slow. But anyway, yeah, the...
Oh, 14 and 13.
Oh,
Perfect.
14, 13. Yeah, you're good. So you managed to move. There's a... As you move towards the front, Astrea and Gizmo, what is your passive perception each?
16.
I still have a 9.
You still have a 9. Okay.
Yep.
I would say that at some point, you guys are both focused on the ship, right? Astrea, you saying something?
Yeah. Actually, I also have a sharp spotter as a boon.
Okay.
So that means that anything above or underwater that threatens my ship, I have advantage on spotting it.
Okay. Right. So that makes your passive a 21? Okay.
Nice.
Good. Yes.
We like
We
that.
haven't gotten to, we haven't gotten to ship combat, and we haven't gotten to the boons. But whatever. We'll get to that at some point. Maybe do a bonus episode with each and one of you explaining your character sheet. Maybe that could when we get to level 3.
Yeah.
When there's more things to say.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, you notice that at the back end of the ship, there is a scramble. You do see a couple of silhouettes there. So yeah, there definitely are survivors. But you can see that one of the sailors sort of points in your direction, shouts out to the others, and there's sort of a bit of a ruckus as to what to do. But that allows you just enough time to sort of reach the reef. Are you trying to get to the ship or just land onto the reef?
I'd say we land onto the reef, but not too
Yeah.
far from the ship.
Okay.
Agreed. Let's not be next to the ship either. We don't know what broke it down.
Oh, you're pretty sure hearing... You know what? Gizmo. Make me an intelligence check. You've got the gunner.
I took level 1 gunner,
Level 1 and
level 2
gunner.
shipwright. Yeah.
Okay, make me an intelligence save, so it's with proficiency.
Right. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. With a 17, actually with an 18, you're pretty sure that what exploded was gunpowder. This looked like this was all the more natural explosion.
Yeah.
The only thing is, most likely that explosion agitated the ether, which means that the boom was all the more powerful.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And you can still see in the air and in the smoke, you can kind of see the swirls of ether joining in with the smoke and the vapor.
Okay.
But yeah,
Possibly the creatures in the ether, I guess.
yeah. And Gizmo, I want you to give me a perception roll as well.
Can I roll it with Arcana? No.
This
doesn't work like
this
that.
is mostly
doesn't work, it
this is
doesn't
gonna be
It does because sorry, I roll performance. My modifier is +3 actually, so that's a 10 total.
Okay. I'll say this. As your dinghy sort of crashes into the reef, or sort of mounts itself up into the reef, you jump down. You can see the sailors you know, right? Or at least you should know. It's difficult to see in the penumbra here. But there is one silhouette that you do recognize. Tall, long hair, robes that have no place being on a ship. And as he looks down on you, there's recognition in each other's eyes. And he goes, "You. This is exactly who you think it is. Captain Skerrick."
He was not under.
And as Captain Skerrick sort of lifts up what would be a saber, except it's shining bright with starlight and etherical magic to throw in your general direction. We are going to stop there for tonight.
Hey!
Just short of rolling
Nice.
initiative, though.
Nice.
Do you want us to roll for initiative before we leave?
We can open with that.
Yeah, we
Hold
can
on.
open with that. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
So just so everybody knows, in my notes I signed Captain. just
Well.
to be clear.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
The trip we took from the island to the reef, how long did that take?
I mean, it's about what, a mile or two. Let's put it on maybe an hour. Is that
Sure. Then the
that sounds fun?
current
That
counter
makes
is on
us
5
at
hours.
5. Yeah.
5. Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's put some music a bit. I need to find a better music for this.
Honestly, it's not bad. It's
not bad.
melancholy. It's calm.
Sure, but
You have the twilight going.
anyways, let's go for this. Right. Okay. Right. So, this is where we would end the episode, right? We've come up on our time, we've come on our thing. Now, usually, I've got a couple of traditions on this channel. And one of them is basically we do a little bit of a well, basically, what are your first impressions of the setting, of the game, or whatnot? Maybe we just go with Jeremy and say, let's wait for next time so that we have actually something to say. But this is a good start. Again, people, it's called a pilot for something, right? As in, we're trying something out. We're saying, things will change. We don't even know if this is going to be the title of the campaign once this goes out. So don't assume anything. Right.
It's
We're
experimental.
workshopping it. We're
Yes,
workshopping.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
Right.
fix it in post.
We'll
we
grow as we go, guys.
No, we won't. There is no post. That's the whole issue. There is no post. Right. So, thank you for my players.
Thank you to our
Thank you for
DM.
the session.
Yes.
Thank you.
We will see each other soon enough. The idea behind this campaign is that we are going to be releasing. Basically, we're gonna run each chapter. Once we finish that chapter, we will be releasing the episodes so that you get a steady flow, rather than here and there across multiple months. So, if this is to your liking, you know what to do. Share, like, subscribe, that whole thing. I'm not gonna ask every time because I just don't like doing that. It feels like begging. I'm too proud for that. But yes, actually, come to think of it, any last words from my players? Anything you would like to shout out? Anything that you would like to pitch, talk about?
I'd like to say that even though we are basically a new group, like we never all played together, I think it's been quite easy to get it going without being super awkward. Like usually, you have that first moment where you don't really know what to do or to say. So it was nice. It was very, very natural, I think.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, being a very awkward person, like on a standard mode, it went pretty well.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm still looking forward to finding out whether we're going sort of like black sails or one piece, but we'll figure it out along the way.
together. Yeah, exactly.
The Black Piece.
Or whatever the heck we
Black
make
Peace.
out of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Indeed, Black Piece or...
I mean, that's the name of
One
the ship,
sail.
right? One sail. Oh, one sail. Yeah.
Of course.
Or one flag means... Wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
The streams are crossing, don't do this!
Too many references. Too many references.
The idea is that the ship is just called The Reference.
Our
I like
flag
that.
means peace.
Actually, it's a
No.
cool name for it.
Our flag
think
means
so far,
peace.
yeah.
Our one black flag means peace. But peace,
No.
P-A-A...
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways. I think all I
think we're
know
gonna get along.
all I know is that this is going to be silly. This is going to be silly. But I also know this is going to be silly because I've read your backstories. I've discussed your backstories. And I think between the abandonment issues, between the extremist religious subtext, between the connotations of slavery and colonialism, we're gonna need for this to be silly.
Oh, absolutely. I do honestly. If I can do one shout out, because I've been thinking what kind of shout out I could do just specifically for me personally. I love Gizmo. I'm sorry, my man. You put down. You told us you were going to play a kobold, and
Yes.
kobolds have such a rich culture across high fantasy for latching on to a creature of power. And you are stranded on. I just arrived being a grumpy ass paranoid lizard, putting you to the ground, and you go, "That's my boss now."
Same.
That was
Big
perfect. And
kobold.
absolutely love Astrea setting down the foot as well. I'm also very curious where that authority is going to grow to.
I can already see the
Very, very
hierarchy.
curious.
I can already see the hierarchy setting up. Is it Astrea at the top, then Pax, then Gizmo? We're not sure about Farron just yet.
But that's the point of a cook, right? You never know how high up he is, but he's most essential personnel on the ship.
yeah.
That's
Farron is gonna be-
it's the general idea. You try to make
don't
yourself indispensable, but also not very much in the way of something else.
I mean, look, the cook
You
can't
hold the
command you,
soft
but
power. You hold all the soft power.
The soft
As
power,
in,
exactly.
if someone pisses you off, they're gonna eat very, very, very disgusting.
We're gonna
I was
eat
thinking
gruel
word for
every
word
day.
the same thing. It's like you can't command people, but don't piss off the cook.
Yep, true.
At some point, I'm going to have. I'm planning on having individual screens for each and one of you, so that that way we can see the stats, we can see whatever. Audience, this is a bit of a spoiler, but you will get to see this. We have Farron is basically Steven Seagaling the cook,
Wow.
Oh God.
as in you. If you know the reference, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But Farron's stats are insane.
They are ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true.
They are
Which-
insane.
I need to insist on this. We had a session 0. I rolled live, kind of like not even with my dice, online
Yeah.
in front of each and every one of them. It was disgusting, and they insisted that I play with them. But so far, my rolls have kind of balanced this out. So,
Oh, yeah,
I'm okay.
That's true.
I love the fact, yeah, we rolled to see, so a bit of behind the scenes. By the way, we were not supposed to be doing this after, aftercare session, but apparently it's happening. We rolled initiative so that I knew in which order our crew members were going to appear on screen. Farron has a +5, which is basically the initiative bonus of all the other 3 combined. He was still last.
Skill issue.
It's the universe balances itself out somehow. I mean, I am confident.
I
my
do
time will
wonder,
come.
though, because I don't remember. Is there anybody else with a negative stat other than me?
The only negatives I have are where I've got -1 in strength and wisdom.
Ah, fair.
Oh yes, Pax. We're going to get to that dump stat. I mean, I don't think it's a dump stat. I think it's a Mariana's Trench stat.
Yes. Fair. It's challenging to play someone who's not dumb, but absolutely not charismatic. This guy mains Bard, everybody. That's what I do. I main Bard. I'm a theater kid. I always talk in TTRPGs. Now I need to do so uncharismatically.
Yeah.
I'll get there. Don't worry.
I mean,
I
you're
already
probably-
realized today I was a little bit too charismatic. But thank you
you're
for making it
probably-
intimidation instead of charisma.
Your character is probably very charismatic to other lizard folks.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we can drop off on that at that point. I do have a shout out. because this is one person who is kind of responsible for getting us at least 4 of us together. Well, no, 3 of us together. The other 2 bringing in. But I would like to shout out the Game Master Worlds admins. So Nathan and Shu. Hopefully you are watching this. Hopefully we can shout you out in one way or another. But thanks for being at the origin of this little endeavor. And so who knows, maybe they might join us in one way or another. Let's hoping.
Could you rename 2 NPCs, Shu and Nathan?
I will need their permission. Yes, but that could.
You happen to know they're, one of the people that helps them out. I can talk to them.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? Nathan is somebody who designs for D&D. Have him design 2 NPCs, and I will certainly add them to the crew.
Will do. All right.
In danger.
That's fine.
We'll sim them, right? Okay.
Plot armor.
Yeah, it's
Armor,
called
exactly.
plot armor. That's +5 to AC on top of Dex, right? It's just
No,
plus.
it's animal companion rules. They disappear at the beginning of combat and they pop back up when they're safe.
Yeah. You have no idea where they're gone. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Right. On that silly note, and because goodbyes and thanks are always in 3. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing, and we will see you soon upon the waves of Starlight and whatever this thing is gonna turn into.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Good
Night.
evening, everyone.
Don't be a stranger.
Good night.